UFC 310, Alexandre Pantoja defeats Kai Asakura via second round submission. A fantastic finish considering the danger that Pantoja had to wade through in the first round. This card was really fun from top to bottom. There were some slow moments throughout, but overall, a fantastic card, a great fun night of fights. Now, the co-main event, obviously a little slow. There were some slow fights as we move down the card, and we'll get into it right now. We'll give the whole card a breakdown. Alexandre Pantoja, like I said, getting the win via submission in the second round over the debuting Kai Asakura coming over from Ryzen. In this one, very fantastic performance. Kai Asakura did hit a knee early and put Pantoja in a bit of a wary spot, but Pantoja fired back quickly, rocked Asakura, almost had him out, if not for going for the takedown and basically allowing him to survive. Pantoja remains the flyweight champion of the world, calls out Demetrious Johnson after the finish. This was absolutely wild. Let's take a listen, take a watch real quick. Here he is going for the choke. He's got it in, not quite all the way on the great perfect angle that it needs to be, but Kai Asakura then starts to kind of give up on the hands. He's just kind of fighting it with the chin. He's moving his arm. He's still awake. Jason Herzog checks the arm. All good. And he kind of gives it that one hit tap. Not sure it was a legit tap, but he definitely was thinking about tapping there, so you can only assume that he was tapping. This was very impressive by Pantoja. Weathered the early storm and got it done. Got on the mic, called out the flyweight GOAT, Demetrious Johnson, who retired earlier this year in Denver at 169, one championship, of course, where Demetrious Johnson was traded to for Ben Askren. And now, Pantoja, there's nobody really else left for him to fight, okay? He's beaten Moreno multiple times. He's beaten Brandon Royval multiple times. He just beat Asakura, beat Steve Erceg. Not really. He's taking out everybody except for Davison Figueiredo, and I don't know where they go next. This would be crazy to see Demetrious come back to the UFC. He's getting a little bit older. I don't know if he wants to do it. He's into the YouTube game. Not sure this is going to happen, but Pantoja remains the flyweight champion, one of the most underrated champions the UFC has right now, and I dare I say, likely one of the most underrated UFC champions of all time. This guy guns through everybody. He's a dog on the feet. You cannot knock him out, and if you hurt him, he will take you to the ground and smother you and submit you. It's absolutely wild. In the co-main event, Ian Garry earns my respect, goes in there and survives 5 hard rounds with Shavkat Rakhmonov. This was a slow fight, stalled up against the fence by both guys. Ian Garry looked to be playing the defensive game, avoiding a lot of interactions on the feet. Shavkat was getting the better of him on the feet, even though Ian Garry, I thought going into this one, was the faster fighter. Yet Shavkat prevailed on the feet. But in a weird turn of events, the cage was the MVP. Really saved the fight for both guys. Both Ian Garry and Shavkat at times were saved and defeated by the fence. So that's really the winner in this one. Ian Garry's pants ripped open in a first in the UFC. Had to change his shorts out. Let's see this man strip butt naked. No, I don't need to see it again, but man, it was hilarious. First time ever. Taking his pants off, switching out. He had a big old tear in the bum, looking like Mike Tyson out there, if you know what I'm saying. But Ian Garry almost locked up with submission. Shavkat, not one of those guys that's going to tap, though. So Ian Garry earned my respect for getting in there. He thinks he won the fight at the presser right now. I don't think so. I think Shavkat barely eked out. He definitely won the first 2 rounds, and you're telling me that Shavkat didn't win one of the last 3 rounds? If not for that submission by Ian Garry, it would be a flawless victory for Shavkat. Almost no damage done on the feet by Ian Garry, but props to both of them. It just was kind of a lackluster fight. Not much else to say. Volkov, in the biggest fucking robbery I have ever seen. Maybe not the biggest I've ever seen, but this is one of the worst robberies I have ever witnessed live in person, watching it on the television. There is no way in hell that Volkov lost this fight. Absolutely no way. He won the second and third rounds, arguably very clearly, if not all 3 rounds. I think it's better or more close in approximation for normal people watching that fight to say, yeah, Volkov probably won 3 rounds. He won the first based on grappling, the second based on damage, and the third based on everything he put together and just got the win. Lots of control time, lots of damage done on the feet. He stalled out Cyril the entire first and second rounds, essentially offensively. I mean, what can you ask for? Cyril Gane's one of the most athletic heavyweights, and Volkov just shut him down. He hit him with a fucking spinning back fist, a heavyweight. Almost 7 feet tall this guy is. Slow, lumbering heavyweight. Not tonight. This guy came out there fast, hit him with a spinning back fist. One of the best, most athletic heavyweights out there, Cyril Gane. I mean, my God, this guy's throwing everything. He's beating Cyril Gane up on the feet and he's taking him down. Dana White consoling Volkov after the decision. Cyril Gane tried to walk out of the cage. He didn't even think he won. He knew he didn't win. His coaches knew he didn't win. Volkov won this. This is one of the worst robberies I have ever seen. Arguably the worst robbery you will ever see in MMA. There's no way in fucking hell that Volkov lost this fight. There's just no chance in any possible way that this guy lost that fight. He came in there with all the aura and shut down a much faster, much stronger opponent. Generational robbery, perfectly stated here by spinning back fist. There's just no way. There's nothing I can say more about this. I'm not going to get into it. It's pissed me the fuck off. It ruined the whole entire rest of the card because I couldn't even fathom what had just happened. And Bryce Mitchell takes out the bitch, Kron Gracie. Kron Gracie, good at jiu-jitsu, but jiu-jitsu only gets you so far in fighting, and Bryce Mitchell knocked this dude out on the ground, slammed him flat on the back of his head, hurt him, and then rained down on him with these beautiful elbows from hell. Watch this. Boom, boom. 2 shots, that's all it took. 1-2 elbow on the bottom. Bryce Mitchell coming back, getting a win in dominant fashion, despite a slow first 2 rounds. We move on to Doo Ho Choi and Nate Landwehr. This was going to be a dogfight. This was going to be a scrap the entire way through. Doo Ho Choi came in and said, I'm going to snipe this guy. I'm going to take out the train with my sniper rifle. I'm going to pinpoint accuracy, defeat this guy, knock him down, hurt him badly multiple times, had Nate cut open. Nate the Train, baby. Just did not have it. Doo Ho Choi came in there and impressed me more than I was expecting. Nate did come back in the 3rd round, was trying to get some stuff done. I hate stoppages from the crucifix. It doesn't make any sense. If you're not absolutely putting somebody to sleep with elbows in the crucifix, don't stop the fight. Nate was moving, trying his hardest to move. Of course, he's not going to protest because he's a good guy, that Nate Landwehr. Just an embarrassing stoppage, absolutely abhorrent stoppage. Nate was trying to fight out of it. It's the only way to fight out of a crucifix is to buck over and turn your hips and try to get out of there. That's what he was trying to do, and they stopped the fight. Don't understand it one bit. Dominic Reyes, Anthony Smith. Here's just a look at the fight. This is real actual footage from the fight. In case you missed it, Dominic Reyes pummeling Anthony Smith. Anthony Smith turtled up early in the fight and just didn't have it. Shout out to him for getting in the cage. His best friend and longtime head coach passed away during his training camp. Got in the cage, got business done. I mean, he got his show money. What can you say? Anthony Smith, credit to him. Dominic Reyes, title run, baby, incoming. Then the Vicente Luque, title run. Coming back, we're restarting, rebooting. This is Vicente Luque 2.0. This guy abandons all the washed thoughts. All the ideas out there that we're saying, all the pundits out there saying Vicente Luque is washed. He said, hold on, hold my beer. Let me finish Themba Gorimbo, the hot streaking up-and-comer. He put him out cold on the ground after Darce choking him, hurting him badly on the feet, and then getting him with the Darce choke. Dude, this is one of the coldest pictures I have ever seen in my life. Wow. Obviously, here we go. Movsar Evloev defeated Aljamain Sterling in a close decision, victory, wrestling, all that. Not much to say about the fight. It was pretty boring overall, but Movsar, got the win. It is what it is. And then Brian Battle and Randy Brown, they scrapped it out. It was a fun fight at times. Randy Brown was trying to stick and move on the edge. Brian Battle, I don't even think, look, I'm a Brian Battle fan, but I don't think he won. I think Randy Brown got it, but whatever. Brian Battle playing into the whole heel angle of this thing. He loves WWE and he's promoting it in the UFC, using these promo skills to push himself forward. If he goes full heel, it's going to be a lot of fun. This guy seemed off in the fight. Wasn't as aggressive as he usually was. Was a little bit disappointed there, but I don't know what to say anymore. It's getting late. The fight's as we go through the card. Fun. Eric Anders got the win. Chris Weidman, though, you looked okay in moments, buddy, but when you're on the bottom, you got to move, man. You got to either block shots or grab his legs, grab his arms, wrap him up in some way, grab the neck, hold him down, put the body triangle on. If you're going to try to survive, put the body triangle on. Chris Weidman on the ground, though. Protect yourself, Chris. Protect yourself, Chris, the ref was saying. Chris was just laying there taking shots unanswered, didn't even know what was going on. He was just lost out of his mind. It didn't even matter at this point. Chris Weidman got the loss. Eric Anders moves on with another win, both later in their careers. It is what it is at this point. Two old guys fighting it out. And then Joshua Van and Cody Durden went to war. Cody Durden looked good in the first round, but man, Joshua Van, that striking volume that he puts on guys is absolutely insane and just broke Cody Durden over the distance. Cody Durden started to just look beat up in the second round, and it looked even worse in the third, arguably a 10-8 round. Joshua Van, he's dangerous on any night against anybody if you don't try to take him down, and that's kind of what happened in the second and third round. He just ended up dominating Cody Durden from start to finish and out, in and out throughout those second and third rounds, excuse me. Anyway, moving on, Chase Hooper, the Giga Chad himself, moving up to lightweight, putting the frame on, getting the muscle put on, looking shredded out there, finishes Clay Guida in the first round via armbar. Clay Guida and Chase Hooper were kind of scrapping on the feet for a little bit. Chase caught him a couple times, didn't hurt him too badly, but caught him. The scrambles were pretty fun, and then ultimately got the armbar. Clay Guida just could not muscle his way out of that one. And then shout out to Theo Vaughn, first guy of the celebrities, the only celebrity to show up to the cage for the Kennedy and Nzechukwu knockout over Lucas Brzeski. And that about sums up the card. So lots of fun on this card. Let me know what you guys think about it in the comments down below, and I'll see you in the next one.